I'm Charlie King, Director of Instruction at Reynolds Golf Academy, and I want to let you in a little bit on our full swing philosophy. We call it the 7 Essentials. And what has led to that philosophy, I've been teaching golf now for 19 years, and you know, the early lessons I took didn't really work out very well. And first lesson I had was just the whole method in one lesson. The next couple lessons were the teacher tended to change philosophies, and then I guess the ultimate in that series of lessons was the teacher wanted to know how I got his phone number. So we try to make sure that we do absolutely the opposite of that here at the Academy. But during that period of time, one of the things that seems to me to be part of a lot of our industry in teaching golf is the tendency to pick a model swing and try to make you look like the model. And certainly I've looked at swings and it's been very helpful in my education as a teacher. But one thing that we found out about, or I found out about 16, 17 years ago, was that we're teaching a motor skill, and in motor learning principle, there's a set of ideas that really govern what works well and what doesn't. So my example to you today would be if you or your child was learning to swim, you'd have a very good idea what the process is. You'd know that at the beginning, you learn to dunk your head underwater, then you learn to float, then you learn to kick, then you learn to move your arms, then you learn to breathe, do it in the shallow end, and then you're ready to go to the deep end. So in golf, we have a very similar process here. We identify for you the 7 essential skills that you need so that you don't end up necessarily looking like everybody else. Your personality is not taken away by the way that we teach golf. So the first one is one that most everybody knows: grip, aim, setup. So, you know, we talk about the grip, the posture, the setup, and each of these will be in a later segment by itself. The second one that we talk about is the ability to hit the ball solid. We think it's the biggest barrier, and we call it striking versus scooping. The majority of golfers' wrists flip this way to try to lift the ball and to try to add speed to the club, and so we have to teach you to be more of what we call a striker, the hands more out in front and hitting slightly down on the ball. The next one is club face angle. When you take the club and you go back and you go through, this club face needs to square up at the moment of impact. It's so small, most people don't pay much attention to it. So we have to work on a drill called toe up, but give you a lot of club face awareness. Another idea that's really helpful is that we swing on an angle, arc, or what a lot of people call swing plane. And when we get a golf club, one of the first things that most of us do is we really feel like if I swing straight back and straight through, the ball will go straight. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works. So we really talk about starting at waist high and developing a circular mentality, which leads to a great swing plane. The distance from the buttons on your shirt to the tip of the club, that's the width in your golf swing. It's like the spokes on a tire, and that makes the circle of your golf swing very consistent. The pivot, the way your body moves, that's very important. And then lastly, the rhythm, the effortless club head speed. Swinging the golf club and not muscling it or yanking it all over the place. So we identify when you come to the Academy for a lesson, a clinic, or a golf school, we identify what skills you already bring to the table. We then identify the ones that you don't yet have. We prioritize those, work on them one at a time, so that by definition, if you become more skillful, you're becoming a better player. So each of these segments I talked about will be on later tips that you can see at reynoldsgolfacademy.com, and also we're looking forward to having you come and visit us.